someone that played 34 times for England and scored... Well, that can't be right. It says 2 here. So just 2 goals scored for England.
It was 2 in one game.
Is that all you...
I don't believe
voted
that. In the top 10 England goals of all
That's
time.
all you scored for England? Just 2 goals?
Yeah.
Is it? That surprises me.
How many did you score for England?
Just 2 less than you. What did you make of... what have you made of England?
Good, I like that.
How many did you score?
4.
Oh, seriously, you two are an embarrassment. 6 between you.
Yeah.
How many caps do you get? 13?
13. Not a bad ratio, though.
So you got 47 caps. And how many did you get? 4?
Yeah.
6 goals.
5 starts.
That's awful, isn't it?
5 starts,
No
4
wonder
goals.
you two got dropped so much. That's awful. Did you play together for England?
Yeah. Scored Wales.
Pardon?
Scored Wales.
All right, okay. Do you assist him?
I put a nice ball through to him against Switzerland.
Right.
I put it over the bar.
No, you just left it and the goalie got it.
What's the matter with you? That better not happen tonight, Benny.
Listen, you just worry about your own performance tonight, you.
Why do you leave it, Jack?
I don't know.
It's weird that it sticks in your mind, that. Does it haunt you?
A little bit. That would have been another assist.
Do you remember it, Benty?
Nah, but it would have been a good service, wouldn't it?
So bad from you, yeah?
Yeah, it would have been.
Okay. Right, listen, let's talk about England, seriously. I've said it before, 4 games in 11 days I think is ridiculous. I think at the end of the season, it was a sort of makeshift England side. I'm amazed.
Stop saying that.
Well, it was a makeshift.
Stop saying that.
Well...
Because you're going to need to go into any tournament with a squad.
Yes, you are, but the starting 11 that we saw the other night against Hungary won't ever start for England in a World Cup match.
No, but one thing that these games would have done for Southgate, he'll know his starting 11 now. Like he'll know his first 11.
Do you think so?
Yeah, in the first game of the World Cup.
Okay.
He will.
Yeah. Well, it obviously won't include then James Maddison or Eric Dyer, will it?
I don't think so.
It's harsh on them too.
Yeah, it's very harsh, especially on Maddison.
Even Eric Dyer's been brilliant for Spurs. They finished 4th.
Maddison, yeah. More goals, more assists than Grealish, Foden, Ward-Prowse, Owen, Mount. He's got them all.
Why is he not playing? Is there
I
something
don't
personal?
know.
Do you think
It's got to be personal. Because as well, chances created, he's 6th in the whole Premier League. 6th.
You know, it's obviously got something to do with his character.
Yeah, no, we're looking for a creative midfielder. I'm not saying that none of them can create, because I love Grealish, I love Foden. But you got to put Maddison in that conversation, at least in that conversation.
So you think it's personal? Do you think it's personal as well?
Yeah, whether it's personal against James Maddison himself, but I think it's just that character. Maybe we know James Maddison's. Listen, he's out there a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't maybe toe the line as much as he should do. But then listen, I wouldn't say he's done anything where you go, I can't believe he's done that. But then you
could say that about Grealish as well.
That was my point. Is that he's put Grealish in there, but even then, I think he's reluctant to give Grealish any kind of praise, any kind of credit. I think he's always looking for like when he played well against Germany when he came on. They asked him a question, how well did Jack Grealish? Did you think about starting him? And I think his answer was something like, yeah, but he needs to defend better. Do you know what I mean? He's always looking for something negative to say. But I like James Maddison. I think he should be in the squad 100%. I think Eric Dyer should be in the squad as well.
Eric Dyer? Why is he not there then?
I don't know.
I think he's trying to. I get it. Again, Southgate spoke about trying to use some of the youngsters, but we're now coming away. Well, we're not even coming away from it because it's been the case for a long, long time. We're now coming away from picking players on form. We're now still playing. But
that's a problem. You could argue, right? You could argue with the James Maddison scenario. We've got a lot of players to choose from in that area.
Yeah, but he's playing well. He's playing better than all of them.
I know, but I'm saying an argument could be, well, we've got Creech, we've got Foden, so we're blessed. But defensively, we're not. That's a problem for England. So that's even more reason, I would think, as to why Eric Dyer should get some kind of call-up.
I think it's a very thin line between trying youngsters and actually preparing for a World Cup. Because I think there's like 2 games now before the World Cup. Yeah. 2 games. Like, that's nothing.
But he's going to have anyone he's thinking about, because it's going to be interesting for Gareth, and I am looking forward to the start of next season. If there's 4 or 5 that he's not sure about. So for instance, Rashford comes up the blocks firing, Sancho comes out firing. All of a sudden, and Bowen comes out a little bit. All of a sudden, then is it Bowen out the squad and get them 2 back in? Like Gareth, I think at times has built a rod for his own back because he's been so loyal to some players that he's almost ignored some of the other players' form. So it will be interesting. But Eric Dyer, I feel for him, he should be in there. Maddison, I think, should be in there.
Do you think if you haven't been called up at this point, so Maddison, that the chances of him getting to the World Cup are 0 now?
I wouldn't say they're 0, but he would have to start the season
like he ended this one.
Well, he ended the season brilliantly,
I know.
and he still didn't get called up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me get your view on all things Nations League. In fact, before I do, have a listen to this. Former England manager Sam Allardyce joined the breakfast show on talkSPORT this morning. He's not a fan of the Nations League.
It's not a competition. It's a bunch of friendlies with a title against it. That's how I see it. I think that, why they brought it in, obviously for the money again. obviously trying to create interest, but it just puts extra pressure on all managers at international level. And I think that this competition at this time of the year, particularly after what everybody's been through, is probably the worst timing that players need to play more games.
If you were involved in this competition, Jack, and it was close to a World Cup, and it was the end of the season, it was 4 games in 11 days, etc., etc., how would you feel going into it? How would you feel playing? Would you feel tired? Would you feel a bit sort of, I don't need to play, I just don't need this competition? What would your view be as a player rather than a fan?
It's tough as a player because you want to play.
Yeah.
Like, a few of the players had a week off and they're probably buzzing to get back playing. But yeah, I agree with Big Sam to a certain point. Like, it's tough. They don't need these games at the end of a hard season. They're probably now? They're going to have 2 weeks off and they're going to go again all the way through. And they got a World Cup.
Do you think if these were still friendlies and it wasn't the Nations League, that Southgate would be under less criticism?
Maybe because there's a trophy at the end of it, isn't there? The Nations League, so there's a little bit more pressure on it. I'm glad that they brought the Nations League in, if I'm honest, because I hated some of the dead rubber friendlies we used to see, the pointless friendlies.
But we might have that if we get relegated from the group
but we've had an opportunity to see in this little period Germany and Italy and Hungary. Italy, the European champions. But we just haven't performed well enough. So I get it. It's been a long season for people in the Premier League, but it's also been a long season for people elsewhere. So we can't really use that as an excuse. But if you're asking me, would I prefer to watch the Nations League and England against some of these teams or dead rubber friendlies? I'll take the Nations League.
Would it make a difference to England going into the World Cup on the back of winning the Nations League?
Maybe small for their confidence, but no, I don't think it would.
Do you know what? If they'd have won the Nations League and gone into the World Cup, beating Italy, beating Germany, beating Hungary, you go, oof, okay, England are going into this competition full of confidence. You're beating Germany and Italy, fantastic.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're going into this tournament now without beating these clubs, getting pumped by Hungary, that's why if Gareth Southgate's side had beaten Italy, Germany, drew with Hungary and beat Hungary in the reverse fixture, no one would be on Gareth Southgate's back.
Just last question to both of you, then we'll move on. The 2 games England have got left, do you expect Southgate to field as close to his starting 11 for the World Cup, the first World Cup game, as possible?
Yeah, I think so. When are them games?
They are those games. I think one's in September, is it? I think end of September.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to.
Yeah,
I think you'll probably see the whole squad will be the squad that's going to the World Cup.
You agree with that, Benzi?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the 2 games they've got before the World Cup starts, and it's Germany and Italy. So it's going to be incredible. If they can win them 2 games, it gives them a little bit of confidence. But if they were to get beat by them 2 going into the first game against Iran, tough.
No, I don't think that would make a difference.
If they going into that World Cup, getting beat by Italy and Germany.
What, you think they're going to the Iran game with more pressure on them?
Of course there'd be more pressure.
No, they wouldn't.
They began into a World Cup tournament.
Would make no difference.
With no form. Jack, it's going to make a difference. Going into a game with no form.
First game against Iran, if we lose to Italy 2-0 beforehand.
You know what it'll do? The first 20, 30 minutes of that game, if they make a few mistakes, things start going wrong, maybe they go 1-0 down.
But that's it.
Yeah. No, but if they win them games, their confidence will be higher.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Do we all expect England to get out of the group at a canter?
Yes.
No struggle, but they'll get out.
Okay. How far will they go? If everything goes according to plan, we get Argentina or France in the quarters.
I mean, in a one-off game.
By the way, France are going through one of the most barren spells for a long, long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
We still don't know.